Welcome back, folks. Here's another top 10 games of 2021 from your boy Omar GT that I've beaten. And first, I'm going to start off with, as always, my honorable mentions. And this time, my honorable mentions are mostly RPGs because a lot of them I did like, but I don't want to include my whole top 10 to be half just RPGs. So I include the ones that I liked, even though they're probably be higher on my list, but I just put them as honorable mentions because then later on I'll make a list of just only RPGs. The first one on my list is a strategy RPG named Ark the Lad. This is the first one for the PlayStation 1. It does come in a collection of three, 1, 2, and 3, and I think you can get a remastered version. I'm not sure, but pretty cool game. Good starting out if you want to get into strategy RPGs. This is pretty easy to get into. The next one on my list is Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles for the PSPs where I played it on. And this one actually, I originally played it on the TurboGrafx 16, but I think this was like a remastered version. But it has a bump and grind system where you don't actually push a button to hit, go up to a creature or enemy, and it actually hits them. So you gotta get very close. Pretty cool game. Good starting out with for the East series of games. But I always start with the first one just to get involved with the rest of them. The next honorable mention on my list is Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation 1. This is a different take on the Mega Man series. It's an action slight RPG, but a lot of action, very difficult to control, but I would say still a fun game to play, and I really liked it a lot. Another one of my honorable mentions. The last honorable mention on my list is Tactics Ogre, and I played the PSP version. I can't tell you if it was like from the original version or the newly remastered Reborn, but I gotta say this is a very good tactical game to get into. Obviously, this is the predecessor to Final Fantasy Tactics. This is one of my favorite tactics games, and if you really want to get into it, this is I would say much harder than Final Fantasy Tactics, but the options availability is very grand and grandiose. So, if you'd like to try out a strategy game with a lot of story, a lot of lore, and also some voice acting, try the Reborn version. It is a lot of fun. The number 10 game on my list, which I adored a lot, is Titanfall 2. I played this on the PlayStation 4. Never played the original one, first one. It did come on Xbox One first, so I missed out on that. But I gotta say, this game has a very good story, and the gameplay, as most of you know, it's been very good game. Um, I gotta say, if you want to get into this game, start with the first one if you can. Not just jump in the second one. It was a lot of fun. A lot of aerial combat. The Titan itself was a lot of fun to play with as well. And very fast-paced action shooter, first-person shooter itself. Um, Gotta say, I wish they made a part three, and a lot of people do too, and I can see why. So, if you find another first-person shooter to add to your list, this is the one to go with. At number 9 on my list is Borderlands 2. I did play the first one. I beat the first one. Actually beat it. No, I think I beat it with two characters, but I still played with all four of them. The first one, and this one I played on the PS Vita, PlayStation Vita. That's the version I had, and it ran pretty smooth. Took a little longer to load some of the zones and areas, but ran the exact same thing. I played a lot of the DLC. I think the game was too long, which is why I put it lower on my list compared to the first Borderlands that I really liked a lot. But I haven't tried the third one yet, but this was a lot of fun. And it does have co-op as well on the PlayStation Vita. Don't think it has crossplay, and if it did, it's probably turned off by now. But very fun game, good into. It has a lot of content for a Borderlands game, so try out Borderlands 2. And number 8 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've never played a Witcher game before. It is the first one I ever played, and I played this on my PlayStation 4 Pro. Unfortunately, I had some TV settings wrong when I first bought the TV and the Pro. That I was playing in 1080p until near the end of the game when I realized that I was playing 1080p 60 at HDR, and then I switched to 4K HDR 30 frames per second, and it looked a lot better. But I would say if you want an action RPG with a lot of lore, and I mean a lot of lore, very good voice acting, acting itself. This is a great game from CD Projekt Red. Um, Open world game. I liked it a lot. I want to say I loved it, but I did like it a lot. And it's not for everybody. It is very different, but the music, the story, the gameplay is awesome. I wish it had more different weapon attributes to it, which it didn't have, which is why it's lower on my list. It mainly just deal with two swords. Other than that, it is a great game. So looking forward to number 4. At number 7 on my list is Far Cry 3. First Far Cry I played is Far Cry 2, but I think 3 really upped the notch as far as storytelling. And of course, not that I have to mention as others, is the one of the main protagonists is Vas Montenegro. The actor that played that character, amazing. And we all know the line, definition of insanity. So all of you know that definition quite well if you've heard this or know the memes. But I really like this game a lot. Never really tried to get into 4. I did try the Blood Dragon, which was a lot of fun. But Far Cry 3, even though I played it after Blood Dragon, was still a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. So try it out if you want to try an open world, outdoor jungle type first person shooter with a good story. At number 6 is Darksiders 3. Now I do love the Darksiders series a lot, especially because of the lore and how it ties into ancient history in a way. So I did play Darksiders 1, finished that 100% it, 100% Darksiders 2 with Death, and played quite a bit of Genesis, and also played Darksiders 3. I'm definitely looking forward to 4. I've seen the teaser trailer for it, so I really love this game a lot. It is a sort of action adventure game with slight little light RPG elements, more to gameplay of Legend of Zelda, but not exactly the same because you actually open up different areas. The more items or bosses you beat, so you have to backtrack a little bit. But like I said again, if you like into that type of story of the Four Horsemen, this is a very good game for you to play. And if you like Zelda-like games with a bit more action and more darkness to it, this is the game for you. At number 5 is actually one of great platforming series that I like a lot, and that is Ratchet and Clank. This is the 2016 sort of reboot game from the first game, only because it treats Ratchet and Clank themselves a little differently how they met and how they interact with each other. I would say a lot nicer than it did in the first game, which I didn't play, but I did read about it. And this game is very beautiful. I would say PlayStation 4, once PlayStation 4's most beautiful games out there, and it was a lot of fun. Definitely recommend playing this if you want to start into the series. This is a good start, especially because the storyline itself. This is the beginning of the game, beginning of the timeline. So before you definitely don't get into Rift Apart or to the Nexus or the other ones going Commando, whatnot. But definitely play this game a lot. It is a lot of fun. At my number 4 on the list is Destiny Part 1. This is a game made by Bungie, published by Activision, and it's available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and I believe PC. And this game, I know I'll say I beat it, but it's only because I played all 3 characters and leveled them to the max that I can. And doing almost all the DLCs that came out for it. So I can say, yeah, I beat it. I mean, of course, there's still more to do, and there's raids and people PvP battles, and they can do. But I would say I like it when people say when they play Destiny. I ask them what Destiny you're playing, 1 or 2. It's like I say when people say Call of Duty, which one are you playing? There's so many Call of Duties. So I know there's only 2 Destinies, and people usually always say for the latest one. But I would say Destiny 1, I enjoyed kind of a lot more than 2 because of the issues with the DLC on 2 and also the locked story campaign in 2. But if you want to get into it, I would say definitely start with 1. It's a lot easier to get into. And I believe the servers are still up while it lasts. So, fun first person shooter. At my number 3 is PlayStation 4 exclusive Bloodborne. Now, I ain't gonna say too much about it because most of you probably already know this is a Souls-like type game. It's actually not the first Souls-like I've played or beat, but it's actually one that I enjoyed the most. And no, I have not finished any Demon Souls or Dark Souls games at all. I shouldn't play any Dark Souls games, only Demon Souls, and I still get stuck pretty early in the game. But Bloodborne, I would say I think I liked it more because it was more fast paced. It wasn't sluggish like the Dark Souls series or Demon Souls. And I'll say it, the atmosphere and the graphics were just beautiful and outstanding how I did it. I know it's a lot of darkness in it, but it's still very beautiful itself in its own way. And even the gameplay itself, it looks hard as heck, which it is, but it is very doable. I liked it or not. And of course, like people wish they had a sequel. I know Elden Ring is out there, and a lot of other good Souls-like type games are out there too. If you want to start out with one that is doable, it could beat, try Bloodborne. At my number 2 is Valkyria Chronicles for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. I originally played it on the PlayStation 3, and I did yeah, I streamed it straight from the PS Now, I recall, and I beat the game. I didn't 100% it, but I did enjoy it a lot. It is a strategy game, but actually once you select the character, you actually have to move in first person to the number of steps and aim yourself at the enemy itself. You can use different types of long range, close range, explosive damage like RPG characters, machine gun characters, and even tanks, which are slightly used on the tanks, not very much. But it's a lot of fun. If you like strategy games but want a different twist on it, this is one to go for. I haven't played the other ones yet, but I love the first one. And if you love the first one, I would say try the rest of them as well. I know it's very hard to find 2 and 3. 2 is available on the PlayStation, PSP, or PS Vita store, and 3 currently is not available in the United States or Western audiences. But 4 is also available if you want to skip to that one as well. My number 1 game is Lunar Silverstar Harmony for the PSP. Now, this was a slight remaster remake made for the PlayStation Portable, which is available also on the PlayStation Vita store. And it's different than actually the remaster collection, which recently came out, I believe, a year ago in 2024. But either one, I guess you can choose either one. The beautiful thing about this game was the animated cutscenes and also the music towards it. The music really hooked me well. It is a simple, I would say, RPG to get into. Not very difficult, not a lot of spells to learn, not a lot of weapons or armor to deal with. Just a very tiny bit, but the story and it's pretty easy, run through is pretty quickly to do. If you can get a hold of this version, I recommend it because I kind of like this graphical pixel art style rather than a remastered version. I think this one's more just smoother and more anime looking than actual pixels itself. And I know it's very hard for me to find gameplay for this game, but if you can find it, go ahead and do so. But I love this game a lot. It is a very old game. I believe it came out in '94, the first one. But try it out. Thank you all for watching again, and look forward to the next video.